going on, people? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table, where we talk about all things WWE related and all the highs, the lows, especially the lows. I'm joined inside two special guests this evening. And to my right, you've seen him in the previous episode of Take It to the Table. He's a dear friend of mine, and we still squash the beef. We're still good. Without further ado, you know his name already, but I'll introduce him again for his second appearance. Give it up for Rads. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the show. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Glad to be here. Take it to the table. Let's go.
Yes. And we have a new guest. Here comes a new challenger. To my left. He is an avid wrestling fan, and obviously you gotta be that. That's the minimum criteria that you need to be on the show. Without further ado, please give it up for Rhymes. Welcome to the show, Rhymes.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me the word. Yeah. First time.
Let's get to it. Let's take it to the table. Topics of today, really, we're about a week, 2 weeks removed from the Royal Rumble and the Takeover, and so we're going to be giving our thoughts about that. We're going to be brutally honest, as you have to be with this. It's a wrestling fan.
Agreed. So
it's the highs and the lows and everything like that. We're going to be talking about a new company on the block, and you may know who we're talking about, and that is AEW. We're going to just talk about, obviously, what kind of trouble they're going to be brewing, and how dangerous they could be to WWE, and also what superstars we think in WWE would fit perfectly in AEW. So, and also we're bringing back Wrestler 20 Questions. As we all know from the last episode, this man right here guessed the name of the wrestler correctly, and it was none other. Who was it? It was
Five times.
Yes, it was King Booker. that was good. So he's gonna have full free reign of who we're going to be guessing, and also we're going to be talking about WrestleMania and how that's also building up, and what matches or what would be our dream WrestleMania match as well, that we would like to see on the card as well. So so plenty of things to look forward to. But without further ado, let's get the Royal Rumble and NXT Takeover Phoenix out of the way. And we everyone's fairly caught up on the Royal Rumble. Let's just let's get the Royal Rumble out of the way. So, what was your thoughts on the Royal Rumble, guys?
Well, personally for me, I am the one who follows the women's wrestling, and I have done for many years, and I follow them avidly, and I'm here for their little revolution and where they have come. I do feel like the two title matches, I'd say, are probably the most standout matches on the card, aside from the other ones, and their Rumble, I do feel like it told a better story than the men's, but then the men's one, in my opinion, still carried, I guess, the surprise or the shock factor that we come to expect from the Royal Rumble. But overall, if I'm gonna rate the entire Rumble card and kind of, I guess, give my overall general opinion of this Rumble, I will say, given how big last year's one was, this one, I can say, kind of deflated us a bit, and it didn't really carry that
mystique,
that big night feel. So last year when they had the Rumble, it was, it was the debut of the first ever women's Rumble, and that was headlining the show. But at the same time, last year, even in the men's one, you had many returns, you had people coming up from the NXT roster. Everyone was really hyped because the NXT Takeover the night prior was a really good show. So going into the Rumble, everyone just was, I guess, had their big fight feel, big fight atmosphere, and it was just a really good pay-per-view last year. And then obviously you had the introduction of Ronda Rousey at the end. Yeah. But then this year, it's like, we did have Takeover Phoenix, and yes, that was still a great show. And then this year, going into the Rumble itself, I'm gonna gloss over the pre-show, because if you're like myself, yes, you will just go straight to here with you don't watch the pre-show. I might catch it like a few days later or something like that. Yeah. But other than that, I will just go straight to here with you, because I need that 2 hours prior to kind of just get myself ready for the pay-per-view itself, as opposed to actually still watching the pay-per-view. Yeah, so just looking at the pay-per-view from start to finish, I feel like everyone was very, very hyped for the pay-per-view up until the finish of the Women's Rumble, and then it felt like the crowd were worn out by that point. Because when you look at the WWE title match, the Universal title match, and even the Men's Rumble match itself, the crowd was not as engaged or as as they should have been.
Yeah, sorry to correct, but I thought it was because like the arena it's a baseball arena,
right.
So it's like I thought the acoustics might have played some effect to it because it sounded very echoey when I watched it. But I see what you mean. Like for the most of the card, the crowd did sound quiet or they just weren't feeling it, and it kind of took you out of it took you out of it because of like the experience and whatnot. Because if the crowd's not feeling it, then why should I as a viewer from home? In a way, you know what I mean? But they're right there again, seeing it live, seeing experience. So yeah, I do see what you mean. Like the crowd. I'm not really sure if it was either the acoustics or the crowd was definitely just dead. But yeah, you're right. After the Women's Royal Rumble, it was it definitely felt. Yeah, it was.
After watching the Women's Rumble, the crowd pretty much exploded when Becky Lynch won. So therefore, it's one of those moments where I guess because she got probably the biggest pops of the night in her match, in her entrance, in the Rumble itself. So now you're going to throw out a match like Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles, which, yes, I'm not saying that it's just a bad match. It's just it went on after the Women's Rumble, so therefore now the fans, they need that break.
Yeah.
So had they have had
like a filler match.
Yeah, so had they have had like maybe instead put the tag team title match there, or the SmackDown tag team title match, or even move the Raw title match up from the main card and put it in between the Rumble match, just to give the fans just that moment to just kind of, recompose, get back together, because that I do think that AJ and Daniel Bryan did deserve a hell of a lot more response for that match, because that match was I won't say it was the better of the two matches they've had so far.
Yes,
I wouldn't say it was the better because their ones on SmackDown were probably my favourite ones, but then at the same time I felt disengaged in this match because the fans were just so burnt out in that Rumble and match that decide now they just need that moment to just recompose. And you're gonna throw a big match like that out there, it's just it's gonna get glossed over by the fans. They're gonna miss out on it.
For sure. But overall, you thought the pay-per-view was fairly positive as
I would say I felt like it was. If I'm gonna rate it out of 10, I will give it a 7.
Okay.
So I would just go with that rating for me. For me, I still feel like I would have liked some more surprise returns, some more, moments like even when you're just having like superstars standing against each other. So when you go up like a moment like having Aleister Black and Drew McIntyre standing in the ring and they're having a standoff, but then it's like it's not. Although I think they did have a standoff at one point, but it wasn't kind of to the level of so what some of the standouts from last year, if you can remember. Like the standoff moments. Like I remember for the women's one.
There was Reigns and John Cena.
Yes, but then last year you had that moment when you had Reigns, Balor, and who's the other one?
Shinsuke.
Yeah. So Reigns, Balor, and Shinsuke against John Cena, Rey Mysterio, and Orton. So you had like that, just that like new school versus old school standoff, and even that. And you had a lot of the standoffs in the women's one where you had like the Ember Moon and Asuka standoff. You had you had Nia and Beth Phoenix standoff, and then you had Trish Stratus and Mickey James. Just like you just had little standoffs, little moments that are kind of just that little it's kind of like wrestling gold kind of thing. And this year they just kept it to just giving us kind of the basic. I'm not saying matches were bad. It was just kind of basic in terms of there were no surprises, there were no blasts from the past. It was just all kind of what they currently got.
Pretty much, It felt weird. Like obviously not to knock the current roster, like they can't hold up to what the nostalgia, and everything. But it did feel like there was quite a few mid-carders as well, and just filler. Everyone was pretty much filler. Nothing was really meaningful. It was kind of weird.
Right, there were like 5 spots in the men's one that was just superstars that either didn't need to be in it or superstars that could have been. So like they had Kurt Hawkins in the men's one. It's like I get it. He's on this like never-ending losing streak and stuff. So then again, why would you waste that spot by having him in the Rumble match?
Yeah,
like,
and everyone knows the outcome.
Yeah, and then they even put like No Way Jose, who came in and then literally went straight back out. Yeah, he woke up the crowd, but it's a waste of a spot. Like put a blast from the past, put like someone meaningful in there instead. But just what they decided to go with this year.
Yeah, for sure. What about you, Yusuf? What did you think of it? Your thoughts?
A few things, like kind of like what you guys have been touching on about how there were no real major entrants, no surprises.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, we always, well, I assume a lot of people like to say, "Oh, give people a chance, people deserve an opportunity and stuff." And the thing is, usually with Rumbles, half the entrants will be celebrities or returns or people that you know are never going to actually win, but it's just the fanfare, like the excitement. Oh my God, like when you mark out. So now they've kind of given us what some people ask for, like everyone deserves a shot. And the result of it is you see why they don't give it to us.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this is why we don't give everybody a shot, because ultimately the excitement of the Royal Rumble, apart from the people who actually will win, is the fun stuff, is the fact that, oh my God, I haven't seen this guy for 3 years. Or, oh wait, I know that guy from a TV show, what's he doing? Like, it's the fun stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's the stuff that, it's the entertainment aspect.
Yeah.
You know, and you mix that with the more reality base of it, where it's the actual wrestling and real winners, it creates a balance. When you just put 100% right, this is our roster, we're showing off our talent, yeah, you can appreciate it, but is it as exciting? Probably not. Which is why the men's Royal Rumble this year wasn't bad, but was it as exciting? Was there any mark out moments?
No.
You know, and that's the thing, and I kind of feel that the build up to the Royal Rumble sometimes, and this year included, but in general, like sometimes can be more hype than the actual Rumble, where it doesn't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Right. The excitement, like the build up, like you got this match to look forward to, like, oh my God, this guy can be in the Rumble, and then when it actually happens, it's just like,
like I said, I feel like this year we feel like a bit deflated after the actual event itself.
But what I will say is how they went about it in regards to the lack of special entrance, the build up being better than the actual thing. The end game result, they gave us what we wanted.
Right.
We had Becky win the women's Royal Rumble.
And that's what we wanted, is it?
We had Seth Rollins win the men's Royal Rumble. Now, I can't speak for everyone, but that, to me, that's the type of superstar that I would be like, oh, it would be great if he wins, but I know deep down they're not going to let him win.
Yeah.
And they let him win.
Yeah.
So to me, that was like, okay, because typically I would thought Strowman.
Yeah, of course.
In the WWE world, Strowman's winning. Anyone but Seth. But they gave it to us. We got both Royal Rumble winners. Are what the crowd really want. And now we're just looking forward to where they go with it. Hoping that they don't mess it up.
Yeah, of course.
Because they really can mess it up. They can vex a lot of people.
Yeah, WWE are very famous for that. And also, it's like, so for this year, I felt going into the Rumbles, it's like when people will, so normally every year you kind of have your rough idea of who you think is going to win. So when you went into the Rumble, when Roman Reigns was going to win, you kind of knew he was going to win. And then you knew in the Rumble when it was the title was on the line, so Triple H won it.
Oh yeah.
You kind of had the idea that Triple H was going to win, like you thought, okay, then so he's going to win. And then even like last year's Rumble, for example, I kind of had that thing where in my head I'm thinking, I feel like Shinsuke Nakamura's going to win, because I feel like they're going to build towards the AJ Shinsuke beat that a feud from New Japan. And I thought, okay, so they're probably going to give us that, but that's just my kind of like my ultimate guess. And then for the women's one, we kind of all thought they'll probably give it to Asuka.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
You have an idea, but this year it's like other than the women's one, which so they're saying Becky Lynch, I was like riding for Charlotte in this one, and only because I felt like I only felt like riding for Charlotte for this one because it's the easiest story to tell. In terms of, so like I said that, so yeah, Ronda Rousey's beefing with Charlotte and Becky Lynch right now. Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey is the match that we want, and that's the match that we were deprived of. However, Charlotte's in the mix now, so you can't kind of like write her out of it. She's still in the mix.
I'll give you that.
And then my thing is that, so it would have been that she would have run the Rumble. Yes, Becky Lynch would still be in the Rumble, but then if Charlotte was to eliminate her, one, you create that, again, you make the fans hate Charlotte once again, because it's almost as if she's being put in the place that Becky Lynch is working hard for. So Becky Lynch is again being passed over for Charlotte. So you're creating that heat, so the fans are instantly distancing themselves from Charlotte because it's, again, everyone already feels that she's overrated, she's overhyped, and she's like overbooked as well. So to have her then win the Rumble over Becky Lynch, who was the final 2 competitors, it's like you just create that heat straight away. And now you've got 2 reviews in between that you give, like, I don't know, there's a chance for there to be the contract signing for the Charlotte Ronda Rousey match, but then Becky Lynch can maybe, I don't know, ask for a match or an opportunity where that match can end in like a draw, or even if you just have Becky Lynch win clean or something like that, I don't know. But then now you give Becky Lynch the road to WrestleMania where she's got to work for it even harder. Yeah, when she gets it, now again, when she goes to Mania and she wins, it's just that feel-good moment. Like, we've all watched her on this journey, we're all following her on this journey, and we all root for the underdog. But right now, you've just given us Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey, which is the match. Charlotte's not an underdog.
No.
You can't even build her to be an underdog going into this match. So, and the only way
3 Titans, pretty much.
Right, and the only way you can put her in this match now, and the only way for her to get into this match is to either have it handed to her, which again, no one wants that, or to have it be that she has to beat Becky Lynch or Ronda Rousey to get into the match. But then doing that, you're now kind of, again, you're going to dethrone Ronda Rousey because she's undefeated at this point. Oh, undefeated in singles competition.
She lost. Yeah,
she lost tag team match, but she's undefeated in singles matches at this point. But then, if you have Charlotte be Becky Lynch, again, that's a story that no one wants to be told. Like, we don't want Charlotte to be Becky Lynch in any way, shape, or form, and you can't have Becky Lynch lose going into Mania because then she's going to lose all that steam. So to get her in the match now, it's almost like, you know,
true. You know what? That's a very fair point because I think everyone's so blinded by we want Becky that they kind of forget about the logistics of everything. Because as much as I'm a Becky fan, Becky winning kind of makes the whole Charlotte attack on Ronda random now because there's no follow-up from it.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas that could have been a build, it's because especially after the next night, Ronda was like, I'm gonna kill Charlotte. Do you know what I mean? And that never really happened. Right. Now it's back to Becky and Ronda, and Charlotte's like kind of lost in the shuffle. So
so had Charlotte have won, now you create that path there. You can create the story for Becky Lynch to get herself into that match.
Yeah, my thoughts on the women's one. Obviously, the right person won, hands down. Obviously, when just it shouldn't and it couldn't have been anyone else. Like I called in my predictions of how it was going to go down. And I'm just happy that they didn't mess it up.
So does that mean you didn't think she was gonna win the title?
No, I didn't think that.
So
I said that
you already knew that. You believed that Asuka was gonna win.
Yes.
Because
that was the only loophole for us to get Becky versus Ronda. But that was the original plan, and obviously that got messed up. So this was the only way to do it. Now the next blockade of that is that going to be the main event? That's going to be interesting, but that's another story. But the women's during it was okay. There was quite a few botches in there, as usually. As good as these women are, they're prone to botches.
There were botches in the men's one too. Let's not do this. Okay? There were botches in the men's one too. Yeah. So
I get. Yeah, there was a few. Obviously it doesn't top what happened last year. Last year had everything. For old school people back, had good spots, good stare downs, and just like possible what if scenarios and stuff. I'm really surprised that they didn't bring some of them back. But I guess they didn't really want to. They didn't want to run down that. They didn't want to run that down into the ground, bring all these nostalgia people, especially if they've been in last year's one. So or if anything, they could have even brought some other people that weren't in last year's one, like Melina or Jazz.
Or, yes, I did that thing where I said for the women's one, the people I needed back, I can't remember. I said Melina to come back. I said Candice Michelle to come back.
Candice Michelle.
I said...
I want to say Victoria as well.
Yes, I said Victoria to come back. I said Jillian Hall to come back.
Oh God, no.
I said no, Jillian, see, even if they were going to give Jillian just a spot to walk out singing and then she gets eliminated straight away, that's just something that, like, you'll all remember. See, the way that I can say Jillian Hall now and you guys are laughing, you're like, oh God, no. Like, see, she left the mark. She did her job, she left her mark, so...
Alright.
So then Jillian Hall could have been there. Huh?
It's true, they should have. I really did think that this year they were going to have the returns that weren't there last year.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
They just went purely based on, like, who their roster are.
Yeah, which is nothing wrong. I mean,
good for NXT.
Yeah, good for NXT. Like, some of them I didn't really, like, I didn't know who that Casey chick was.
What?
I didn't, no, I don't. The one that Casey,
Casey Caton Zara.
Number one?
Zara. No, she came in, no, number one was Lacey Evans.
Yeah,
she's a all-American woman.
Yeah, she's like she wears what's that style?
Daisy Dukes and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
high waist and
like from Greece,
white gloves,
that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's what she's kind of. She's cool. She's pretty badass. She couldn't do the kick pop, which was kind of embarrassing, but
yeah, she kind of like went to do it and then
she flopped like twice. But yeah, I mean, that was cool. I did there was Ember Moon. I thought. If Becky didn't win, I thought it'd be Ember Moon because like if you compare her to Rumbles that she's been in, she gets in there, she does like the most out of everyone, but then she gets eliminated last minute. So it just makes me want to like, and she didn't have any build up prior to that. So it's just like I thought she was gonna be like the dark horse to win because during the Raws and everything, she wasn't really talked about. But she comes into the middle and stays in right to the last end, does some big eliminations, and then nothing became out.
That's pretty much how they treated her even in the Money in the Bank because
exactly
because it's like Ember Moon went into that as like similar what the dark horse alongside Lana, but then Lana had all the spots. And it's like Lana being as experienced as she is, and then she got all the spots in the Money in the Bank, and Ember Moon just kind of had one spot when she did the cross body in the other. Right?
Yeah.
And then after that, it was pretty much she was just taking the bumps and stuff out of the people. But then Lana's the one that brought the big ladder. Lana's the one that like she took some bumps on hers and stuff. Like they gave her most of the spots. It's interesting. And then even in Ember Moon at Evolution, the Battle Royal as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
She got all that build up just to be like choke slammed down and then thrown over the ropes by Nia Jax. It was like, oh god.
It just makes me wonder like what is their mindset creative? Again, one of the ones is just like you build them up or make it look like you're building them up and then you just throw them under. Like it's really weird. But
there is someone else who maybe right now in terms of story isn't really as relevant. It definitely is not as relevant as like a Becky Lynch or a Charlotte. But if we're just looking away from that and talking about athletes that are good and deserve some shine, they could have done something with Naomi.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she did win.
Naomi's one of his favorite ever.
Right. I've already had my beef with like the fact that like I said that like
loves how tired she gets.
No, she has improved, and Naomi's stamina has improved when she has matches and stuff. Only when she has the really long ones, like she had the big match with Asuka on SmackDown, but then towards the end she was getting retired. Which unfortunately for me, I was like, I don't want to see this. Like, you've been given a huge spot right now. Like, you need to seize the opportunity. But then for Naomi, like this year, 2019 was actually a sort of standout year for her because she had, I guess, one of the big spots in the Rumble, and then they gave her the first WrestleMania Battle Royal winner. So she was like, and again, she was the dark horse in that one because it's like they built that match up for Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Sasha Banks.
Yes. And
they're the ones that actually got the entrances in that match. But then they gave Naomi the win. And it's like, whoa, like, okay, then so this is big things for Naomi. And then you kind of let her be in the Money in the Bank match, and then she's kind of just.
That's the thing, all these big moments and then nothing amounts to it. Look, we're talking about the Royal Rumble. Like, fair enough, Asuka is the champion now, but even Asuka, I mean, if you look back a month or two ago, before she was she was kind of she was tag teaming with Naomi, doing nothing. But you look at Shinsuke last year when he won the Rumble, how excited we were.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
And then he
To the
kind of like,
Shinsuke.
yeah, she's getting a war now. He's like mid card, like dying on the mid card as well.
Yeah,
like.
I mean, this new US title reign might be something different, but the first title reign was.
Okay, well, yeah.
What?
It started off very promising. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I can dig this. But then he just kind of turned into, you know, like an old Dean Ambrose with the US title doing nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was a few weeks where he weren't even on the show, I think. Like,
Right, but yeah, even as US champion, he wasn't even there. Yes, he did win it back at the Rumble. But okay, I'm gonna have to spoil it here because you know some of us are behind and whatnot. In fact, you know what? In fact, even I'm behind. Even I'm behind because you know what? As avid as a fan as I am, it's like quite hard to watch the weekly shows now because the product is, in my opinion, really bad. I mean, SmackDown and NXT are holding their ground and they're actually really strong. 205 Live, I need to start watching that, and NXT UK again, I need to start watching that. That's just me though. I'm just really bad at that. But Raw is abysmal. I don't even watch Raw. I think the last episode of Raw I watched. Wow. Raw is a joke, like legit. I think the last episode of Raw I watched was I think it was it like was it something to do with Elias and there was like a gimmick match? Was it like the candy cane match or something like that?
Wait, that's a Christmas.
It was. This was like years ago. It's like not even this year just gone. It was like the year before that. It was like a can. It was like It was like a match with like I don't know pumpkins and like instead of using kendo sticks, they were using candy canes or something, and it was like a trick or street fight or something like that. On Raw, I was done after that.
Wow.
And I haven't actually.
I used to get hit with a pumpkin. I remember.
Yes, I have not actually watched.
Was the club in there, by the way?
Yes, I think it was.
I remember that. That was
or something like that. Whether that was like this year or whether that was last year.
Yeah.
So I all I know is that I have not watched an episode of Raw fully since that time or whatnot. Actually, no. Tell a lie. I watched the Raw that Paige returned. Whether that was before or after.
That was 2017, bro.
November 2017.
Right. Yeah, but I watched that Raw, but then whatever time I'm saying this chick or what candy cane match, whatever that was, whatever time that was the last time I remember. But I did watch the Raw that Paige returned. I watched that entire Raw.
You were linking this to Shinsuke.
But yeah, so what's it called? So the spoiler here is that last week on SmackDown,
doesn't mean he lost the title.
Yes. So last week on SmackDown, I believe No, I believe.
What?
I believe that there was like a double duty match or something like that.
Hold on.
I got it spoiled on social media. I went on. I woke up. I looked at Instagram and then I saw the winner and I was like, "What?"
Someone like R-Truth or something like that. It is. It's flipping.
He did it.
You all saw that. I haven't seen it. Don't tell me it's someone like R-Truth. It is flipping R-Truth. You know what I mean?
But I think it was a double duty match or something like that. Like, didn't he have to do like a match beforehand and then?
No. Because obviously he got pissed off at that he didn't get a chance to be in the Rumble, so he went and go and challenge Shinsuke. I think who's general manager now?
There isn't a general manager.
I think it was Shane.
Right.
He said, "Yeah, all right, yeah, you're gonna get a title because you didn't get a chance to be in the Rumble, so I'm gonna give you a title match." Then they both exchanged. I honestly think it was a bit of a botch, and then they fucking
just rolled with it.
Yeah, they just rolled with it because it was like it was a roll up, and then the ref counted 1, 2, 3, and then after he counted, they carried on fighting for about a good 2 seconds, and then Shinsuke turned to the ref like, "What the fuck? Like what happened?" And then R-Truth was surprised. He was like, he got the title, and he was just like, "Oh, okay, fine." And then they brought out Rusev to say like, "All right, obviously they've nixed automatic rematch clauses in it,
right?
So it's all right. Since I wasn't going to get it with Shinsuke, let me challenge you directly."
Right.
And then so he went to, and then them two had a match, and then R-Truth won against Rusev. Oh. I think he ran into the turnbuckle, and then he did that typical sunset flip, and then R-Truth won. So yeah, remember when you said they were going to give him a push at the end of number 30? This is pretty much it right now. So I think they're milking it. It was a really weird one. I got in the back of my head, I really don't think that was meant to happen, but they just made the most out of it. And then styled it out.
But something like this, as odd as it is and as oddball as it is, weirdly enough, it works for SmackDown.
Yeah.
If this would have happened on Raw, you know that like everyone would have been up in arms. There would have been like people with pitchforks and torches like ready to burn down the arena. But yeah, on SmackDown, this will work. Same way Fashion Police worked on SmackDown. They went to Raw and died. So
well, that's my thing. 2 questions. Is there, especially now they're both live, forget about the fact that one's 1 hour longer. Is there a difference still between Raw and SmackDown?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
should there be a difference?
Yes.
between
Yes.
Raw and SmackDown? Because they're 2 shows now. Aside from the fact that they've just got different people,
it's
why
like
are they different now?
because so see it as this: 205 and NXT are definitely the hardcore wrestling shows, and they are just about entertaining in terms of the matches and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
They are just strictly wrestling shows, more or less. SmackDown is basically just the watered down version of those shows. If that makes sense, because SmackDown still has more wrestling content than it does promos and stuff. Get it?
Yeah.
Whereas Raw is the variety.
Does it though?
Yes, but
Yeah.
Raw is the variety show. So Raw is that show where you're going to get that random celebrity who, like, pissed off the public like 2 years ago. He's going to come on WWE to put it all right, kind of thing. Or you're going to get that random performance of the theme song for the pay-per-view that's coming up next. They're going to perform it on Raw for whatever reason. You're going to get a housewife on Raw for whatever reason. Like, Raw is the variety show. Raw, you get a bit of everything and whatnot, which is why the product is so bad right now.
Yeah.
And it's full of adverts as well, so...
Yeah,
but
that's
then,
true.
But in SmackDown, it's just a watered down version of NXT and 205 because you still get good matches. Like they had the 2 out of 3 falls with Andrade and Rey Mysterio, which was
Make sure you see that. Make sure you see those
that's definitely a match I recommend everyone to watch.
matches.
One of the matches, yes. Like Andrade and Rey Mysterio, gold, absolute gold.
But on Raw, you don't think you get a lot of good wrestling?
Very
When you think of your Zigglers and your
That's what I'm saying. The workhorses, yes.
Yeah.
But you more often than not, the main event is gonna be Bobby Lashley against Braun Strowman or like all the powerhouses, and then like you're gonna see Brock Lesnar just stand there jumping up and down and Paul Heyman's doing a fucking promo for him.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I'm not saying that there's everyone's talentless in on Raw. You do get the workhorses. It's the way it's structured. Yeah, it is like just like you said it perfectly. It's a variety show. Where with the mixed in, well, obviously you get the match of the night from Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler or Dean Ambrose versus Finn Balor, them kind of matches. You do get those little sprinkles, but then you get the often, you get Kurt Hawkins getting decimated by Heath Slater or some shit. I don't know, just just some random nonsense. That's
a lot of backstage stuff
and a lot of backstage stuff. Even though I don't mind it, because obviously back when in the day like. Pre-2010, I used to love it when there was a backstage segment. Yeah. It was because
yeah, that makes it a show.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but now I'm just like some of them can be a bit cringe.
People there like Baron Corbin backstage, like that kind of.
Yeah, I'm just like I can't stand. I remember there was actually they did a statistic. I think when he was general manager, they said that the one episode he had exactly an hour and a half of screen time on a 3-hour show.
Right.
When you accumulate how much screen time he had, and that is a straight overkill for Baron Corbin. I'm just like,
right, of all people.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that was like one of the worst shows. I think that was the one when who's the guy that manages Drake Maverick, and he peed on Bobby Roose's robe.
Good grief!
Oh, you did? Yeah.
And you know what? I heard about that, and I didn't even watch that Raw, but I saw that skit. Yeah. I was like, I can't deal with this.
That was one of the.
And it's the reason why I don't watch Monday Night Raw.
Yeah,
it was that the episode of Raw that was the lowest rated?
Yes, that's the same one. That's the same one that had Baron Corbin on for over an hour.
Raw is live.
Yes.
So that to be able to determine that the ratings are low means people turn it off.
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much.
Right.
It is mad.
Wow.
It was really, really bad for them. And funny enough, it took that episode for them to like flip the switch, and then apparently
on that episode.
It doesn't even matter. Like either way, it changed the face of wrestling.
Yeah,
it changed the face of it now. So
it
did its job.
What's your thoughts on the men's Rumble?
Men's Rumble for me this year was one of the ones where I actually went into this year having no idea who was going to win. So I'm because again right now I feel like the women have all of the momentum. So everyone's kind of when we're watching the Rumble, we kind of knew who we wanted or who was going to win the women's one, but the men's one this year kind of took a back seat. Even though it was the main event, it took a back seat. And so when you're kind of thinking, oh, who do you think's going to win the men's one? You're kind of like, oh, I don't know. Like, who do you think is going to win the men's? Because when you look at it, right now the champions are Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan. And then you're like, okay, so there are no kind of big star or big guy other than Braun Strowman, but you know he's not going to win the Rumble because he just won the greatest Rumble. To give him this one would have been overkill.
Yeah.
But also, no one wants to see Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. We don't want to see that
again. No.
So it's like, okay, so you think that they're probably not going to go with him, so they can only go with a little guy. But then if they're going to go with a little guy, then it's like, okay, then so you've got what? Seth Rollins, Andrade, Dolph Ziggler, Rey Mysterio potentially. If they wanted to do Randy Orton again, they could have done. If for whatever reason,
not after SummerSlam. No.
I said it for whatever reason.
That was another match I was very hyped up for.
Yeah, everyone was. Yeah, that was really.
What was SummerSlam?
Brock Lesnar against Orton.
Oh, right. Yes.
For some random reason.
Yeah. I completely forgot about that one as well. So if you're gonna put like those kind of stars, or I can't even think of any other potentials. Maybe they wanted to play around with like Samoa Joe or any other SmackDown guys you can think of. Shinsuke again, maybe Rusev, maybe. No, Jeff Hardy is getting. Jeff Hardy is like will always be like my favorite superstar from growing up and stuff. I love Jeff Hardy. I feel like him returning now and still trying to be like this 40-year-old man who's like doing swanton bombs off ladders and stuff like this. Like same as Shane. It's overkill. Like it's too much. Like Jeff Hardy come back as Willow and slow down like Matt Hardy did. I would love that. That's just me though.
But Jeff can still go.
You can still
can you though?
He doesn't look like an old person still trying.
Didn't you see him like struggling to run it in the Rumble matches? Then just even get into the ring, he was like
holding
his stomach and he's like,
delete. Yeah, it was weird, and he didn't get attacked beforehand or anything, so it looked really weird, like he's on a stitch.
And Jeff, like as a fan, nobody asked you to dive onto the LED board at SummerSlam. Nobody asked for that and that spot in that match. Okay, that looks like it really hurt. Look, this guy threw himself off the. At Hell in a Cell, this guy threw himself off the cell into the table for no reason. Nobody asked for that. And that SummerSlam, this guy did a swanton bomb onto the LED board on the outside of the ring. Like, as soon as he was laying on the outside, he did like a swanton from the ring post onto the side of the ring. Nobody asked for those two spots. And you know what? They didn't really add anything to the matches. Except for you holding your chest while you try to run into the Royal Rumble match. Bring out Willow, slow down. Anyway, what's the goal? Going into the men's one, you didn't really know who was gonna win or have an idea of who was gonna win. So me being the fanboy, I'm like, okay, so I would want either Seth Rollins from Raw or Andrade from SmackDown. Yes, Seth Rollins won, but it's kind of like, okay, but now what kind of thing. They're giving him the kind of, so I guess this last week he didn't decide who he wanted to face, so they're going to drag out his decision. But at the same time, do I want to see Seth Rollins against Brock Lesnar, or do I want to see Seth Rollins against potentially Daniel Bryan? It's like, no, they could equally be good matches, but it's like, I guess Seth versus Daniel Bryan, is not going to main event the pay-per-view, so.
That's what they always talk about. I'm about to main event WrestleMania. No, you're not, bro. No, you're not. Don't lie to you.
Well, they've got Becky Lynch saying that right now, so it just seems like right now the women are going into that.
This is
be different.
This is the most hyped match for them in a long time. I can't remember the last time like a feud has been brewing to like fever pitch.
So I want to say maybe Brie and Stephanie at SummerSlam. That did get a lot of traction. That one.
And then that really weird finish.
Yeah, they give out a randomly turning on Brie.
And then like 2 weeks later they were friends again. It was really fucking weird.
That's WWE. But yes, I like the men's Royal Rumble. Like I think the Rumble itself, I think it's safe to say it was underwhelming. But I think the end result for me was brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm very happy for it. I'm here for it. I think Seth and Daniel would be amazing, but the reason why I'm more inclined with Seth and Lesnar is because almost like with the whole Seth having the title and losing it to injury and Lesnar kind of coming, like it kind of would be that feel-good moment. Like Seth is like Dolph Ziggler version 2, where he's like the Iron Man, so to speak, and then to kind of topple the giant, be the first person to do it, I think it's perfect.
For sure. Especially, and I think it's just that story that, everyone knows that Lesnar is part-time wrestler. there's no point in pitting against Daniel Bryan because he's full-time. So to get someone that is full-time that will be there 99 out, quite possibly do a John Cena and do open challenges on Raw. Pit him against Lesnar, make him dethrone him, and then you're gonna have finally a full-time champion.
I'm proud of him, happy with him.
Exactly, yeah. So
like I said earlier when I was talking about Becky Lynch and the potential build-up for that one, everyone loves an underdog, and right now if Seth Rollins was to choose Brock Lesnar, he would be the underdog.
yes, that's what I'm saying.
Everyone loves the underdog. Everyone loves that chase. So that's what you've got to go in. And right now, isn't Rollins technically one down against Lesnar? Did they have the match? No, they had the
they had the triple threat.
But then
Seth
Rollins took the fall in that one. In the triple threat at the Royal Rumble, it was Brock Lesnar.
Was it Seth champion?
No, remember when Seth Rollins was Money in the Bank?
Yeah.
But then at the Rumble, it was
match. You're right.
And Seth Rollins got pinned by Lesnar.
Yes.
And so technically, Rollins lost that one, and then obviously Rollins then wins at Mania. But then in terms of their encounters, was it only in that match that they had a match?
Yes.
Yeah, so then technically Seth Rollins has taken the fall to Lesnar. So now again, as an underdog,
they're probably not going to bring that up saying that, but yeah, it's true. I think they're going to probably try and say that for the first time ever. This is that time they're facing each other like one-on-one or some shit. So this
But they almost faced each other one time on Raw, the night after WrestleMania.
Is that when Lesnar went on a rampage?
Yeah, because Seth was like there with the title in his face. And okay, I'm here. It's like, actually not tonight. And then Michael Cole got F5.
He was out for the count. And I don't think Michael Cole ever got a bigger pop than that when he got F5.
Didn't JBL get it?
No, not J. I don't think JBL did. I think he punched.
Wait, who was it? Michael Cole, Booker T, JBL? Is that the commentary table at the time?
Yes, it was a really sucky. Either Booker T or David Otunga.
Okay.
I feel like someone didn't get it because they were just.
JBL got punched. I remember JBL got punched or like assaulted, but Michael Cole definitely got F5.
I think Booker T didn't get it because he just heard about it and just let
it go, dog. Let it go, dog. You don't want this, dog.
So speaking of again,
what the hell?
Seeing you got on the men's rumble, then what's the opinion on the intergender aspect?
Yeah.
Hit that.
That's I think that was pretty cool. That was the most obviously my dream outcome with that. Obviously, I did say that in my prediction that R-Truth he has to get assaulted either before his entrance or during his entrance or something. Right. I did say he was gonna get assaulted. My dream outcome would have been it should have been Kenny Omega. And then he wins. That would have been my in the fantasy world. Kenny Omega wins. I think you're out of shot.
Oh,
sorry. Kenny. But the fact that they actually used it against on Nia Jax, it's believable. She is a immovable force, and I think they were just obviously just testing the waters on how the audience would react in women being and bringing back intergender matches. Obviously, they're not saying that they're gonna be like how it was Jeff Jarrett against China, where he was abusing her with guitars and all that. I think they're not gonna go full on out like that, but I think they were just testing the waters and see how it can go. With the I don't think even women could go for the guys in the mixed match challenge, could they?
It was gender to gender, basically.
It was gender to gender. Okay,
that's what they say, but then WWE is in the last, I want to say, since they went PG and male and female interaction has been a bit, has been nixed. So
it's pretty much
doing it. But what they have been doing as of this women's revolution and the whole women are being considered equals, is they've been, whenever they have mixed matches, you'll see that the women are allowed to hit the men, but the men don't. The women don't really take any bumps from the
but Nia took some decent bumps.
Did.
It wasn't full blows, but she got a super kick, a 619, and probably one of the best RKOs Archimedes ever done.
But the thing about that
super kick. That's not
that's the one you're whoa.
That's no, you have
a strike.
And she was
holding him.
She was holding, so she's not even that she she took it.
She got super kick in her face, and it's but this is the thing, it's when you So for my thing for the intergender wrestling is that right now WWE and even wrestling as a whole right now, for some reason it's all about the cruiserweight and the light heavyweight. So all of these wrestlers, they're all, when you think about it, they're all really small men. Mm-hmm. Which is why when you had Nia Jax as of No Mercy, I think that now whenever she comes out, she has her weight announced, and she's like 272, I think it is. So she's a heavyweight. Yeah, so you see when Nia Jax is in that ring in the Rumble, other than Braun Strowman, who wasn't even in the ring at the time, she was the biggest competitor in there. And yet, it's people are going to try to act like, so someone Nia Jax's size should only be competing with the women. It's like, this woman is like, she literally is a force, so there's no reason why she couldn't have been in that match. Or even just competing with the men in general. But I've said this about many stars. You've got like, I say that Natalia, yeah, she seems small and whatnot, but she's actually quite a powerhouse. Put her on 205 Live. I say same with Naomi. Put her on 205 Live. It's like there are certain women and whatnot. When you look at their size and you look at how they are and how they go, they could actually work in different areas.
True.
And whatnot. Even Asuka, as small as she is, yeah, she could probably go with the men.
Oh, yeah,
and then
definitely.
Charlotte should have been competing with the men from day. Like Charlotte's just she's enormous.
But some people will still say that despite size, and I'm not speaking on my personal opinion, but some people will just say like whatever from size or whatever that.
Yeah,
but
so
look, Charlotte's in there. Charlotte still towers over most of the women, and she's still hench. Even though she's still quite womanly looking, she's hench. Yeah, and it's like so Charlotte, Nia Jax, Tamina. There are all these women who are like big, but yet they're made to compete with women. And it's like there's no reason why they can't compete with the men. Nia Jax picking up Mustafa Ali and Rey Mysterio, she was massive. There's no reason why she can't do it. Even when they had like Karma do her Dragon Sleeper, the implant buster or whatever, like a few years ago, it was like you looked at that and it's like, okay, you can imagine that because look at the size of her, even has those figures.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, as long as they make it believable,
right?
And yeah,
I'm not saying have big old like Big Show come out, her match with Sasha Banks. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like put on an even match. Cedric Alexander versus Naomi, cruiserweight title. What's wrong with that match?
When I saw Nia Jax pick up the stuff out of me and throw him out, admittedly, I can't lie. I was like, what? Like you got thrown out by her? Like. So I get what you're saying because logistically, like, it makes sense because she's bigger, blah blah blah, and stuff is small, but I don't know. Maybe
it was the same as Karma because Karma did she bench pressed what's his name, Hunico. Karma she bench pressed him over the rope out of the ring. It's like only Beth Phoenix was the only one that was made to eliminate someone that was 10 times bigger than her. And China, sorry, because China eliminated Mark Henry.
But then I guess I'm thinking, could the woman do that to me? Maybe. I'm elbowing you in your head.
I'm pretty sure. I get up against like Awesome Kong, up against what's it called? Nia Jax. I'm pretty sure they're gonna give you a run for your money if you're gonna throw it down.
And on the note that you mentioned about you came up with the example of Cedric and Naomi, we have had Chava and Jackie.
We did, but then in that match, she was built to make him look strong. Like, she only won by a roll-up. And then even in their rematch at Judgment Day, he bulldozed through her. And it was like...
Oh, I remember that. That was...
right. They were really wrestling. And that's the thing, it wasn't that soft. It was that they were actually wrestling.
Yeah.
The only match that she had that she was made to look equal was against Crash, the one that she won on SmackDown. But then, even then, she was still kind of... Every time he hit her, she was like... selling it as though like she's just a small little woman, we need to like sympathize with her, and her winning was a triumph. But no, look at the size of her, look at the size of Crash. She was like she could have gone for that. So it's like, again, as long as it's an equal match, there's no reason why we can't see it. I'm not saying that I need to see like Roman Reigns spear Stephanie all the time kind of thing,
Jericho in China.
Yeah, but see, that was even. Jericho was he's a light heavyweight, isn't he?
Yes.
And then China was like, I guess she was considered a light heavyweight because that's when she lost a lot of her weight. She was like slimmer at the time. But then that was an even match. She was like lifting him up. She was doing all that stuff. Like it's an even match. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying Big Show versus Sasha Banks. I'm saying Nia Jax versus any man, to be honest, on the roster right now. There is nothing wrong with that. And I hope we get to see more intergender wrestling coming up in the future.
I think they were just drip feeding it, see how the fans took it, and obviously they were buzzing when it happened. And so I think like later down the line, probably not anytime soon, but like maybe in the latter part of the year, I think they're gonna do something interesting.
I honestly think it was just purely because she genuinely is the most hated person.
She is.
And
Like,
I think they just wanted to give something to us.
Yeah,
right.
Because Randy's heel, but he wasn't heel for those 5 seconds.
No,
Right.
definitely not. No.
I think it was just
After injuring Nia Jax and whatever she's done right now, they were just like, you know what, Nia, put you in that match and just have, take 3 finishes or something, and you know what, she took them like a G.
Yeah.
She still stayed in, she didn't get eliminated straight away, she still hung on, and you heard that buzz when she still hung on, and that crowd were like, they were still wanting her to stay in, but then ultimately she got eliminated. But again, it's an underdog thing. So in that match, given her size, Nia Jax was considered the underdog. So when she's in that match, you're kind of like, it woke the crowd up. They're like, oh wow, like Nia Jax is in this match, like, is she gonna win? How far is she gonna go? Kind of thing.
All in all, out of as a pay-per-view as a whole, what rating out of 10 would you give it, guys? Yusuf, what would you give it out of 10? 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
And as I said earlier, I gave it a 7.
7. Okay. I'll give it a 7. So probably an average. That's like what 6.9. Pretty much an average. But it was good. It doesn't topple what happened last year. Last year's one was quite historic.
Right.
Lot of memorable parts, but this one was quite forgettable, disappointing,
Right.
forgettable.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I was I like the fact that no one really had there was no outright winner in both Rumbles. I think obviously everyone kind of knew what for the women's, but for the men's it was very open. I always had money on Seth. I was Seth or Drew. Them two are getting like. If anything was going to be more Seth because he's overdue for a push by now. I think they need someone that's going to be that's reliable and for him to claim back the title that he actually never lost.
Right.
Actually, technically he did.
He came back and he won it, and then
Dean cashed in. Yeah, you're right. So he actually did lose it. So fair enough. But
he hasn't actually held the title since then, has he?
No.
He was in the first Universal title match, but he just didn't. He didn't
win.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. So like the right person won. Hopefully they don't mess it up. They shouldn't do because it's Seth freaking Rollins,
Right.
But
oh my god, if Lesnar beats him, maybe.
I feel like that'd be a wasted opportunity.
No, they can't do another WrestleMania. They did that with Reigns with last year's WrestleMania. They can't do it
even
again.
won the title again after. I mean, yes, what Roman was going through is terrible, but
No, of course.
that would have been the opportunity to put on Strowman.
Yeah, I guess.
Even if we didn't want to see it, like, if your option is that or Lesnar again, I would have taken Strowman. I would have had to
and that's just obviously that's even more disrespectful to your full-time roster when you rather pick a part-timer because you think that the part-timer is a bigger draw than your full-time. That is you can't get more disrespectful than that. What I mean? It was just ridiculous. I mean, obviously. I wouldn't really have wanted Strowman to win, really, but
lesser of two evils, right?
Yeah,
Right,
pretty
yeah.
much, yeah.
Take Strowman over a part-timer.
I wouldn't even mind Lesnar as champion if he just was there every Monday.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But we all know
And
it's just
actually,
money hungry.
and that's the other thing, like, compete on Raw, man.
Exactly, that's what I'm
Actually
saying.
have a match on Raw. Like, Seth actually acknowledged. I've always thought this, but they act like it's not a thing. And Seth actually acknowledged it a few weeks ago, and I was like, yes, finally someone is actually saying it. This man has not competed on Raw since 2002. Like,
Yeah, he hasn't. And yet he's your champion.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
In fact, there was even there was even that thing where there was it like a Comic-Con or something recently, and you had Becky Lynch, AJ Styles, and Matt Hardy on the panel. And then the fan is like, if you could bring someone back to wrestle or whatever, who would it be and why? And then when people are like the mumblings and stuff, a fan in the back shouted Brock Lesnar, and then they all started laughing. They're all like literally like in full blown hysterics. Like then Becky Lynch was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" Because obviously he's a champion right now, isn't it? But the fans don't realize that because he's never there. So
That's
it's
just
like,
Fair enough. But yeah, we'll just gloss over Takeover Phoenix because we spent a lot of time on the Rumble, so this is first. Let's gloss over that. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't fully seen it. I know the results. And I'm like halfway into it. I'm currently on the NXT Championship match. So yeah, I haven't seen it, but so far I know that it's obviously it's Takeover. It's gonna be a
And that means that I'm overprepared for this one. I watched Takeover. I watched that live. I watched it. Fair enough, I had a drink, but I watched that live, and I was there for it. Takeover. But the disappointing thing about Takeover though is that I read on one of the bleachers that for Takeover, Vince actually had the Takeover. They were told to hold back.
Oh, really?
So as to not take the buzz away from the Rumble.
Oh, that is.
So then when I read that, and then you kind of look at the matches, and you're like, huh. I mean, I don't. Upon watching Takeover, I feel like the NXT title match was the only one that let me down personally.
Okay.
In terms of what it had in it, but again, like in terms of the card layout, personally, I would have changed a whole bunch of things for the card layout. Well, say a whole bunch, just 2 things. I would have changed 2 matches over.
Okay.
But other than that, the actual card itself, the typical matches that would have been good were all good. It was just the NXT title match, which would have been your main event match. I would have thought that they would have done just a little bit more and told that kind of more in-depth story. But then they I feel like they kind of kept it complacent.
I think because they just knew the outcome was, everyone knew the outcome. I didn't think that Aleister Black was going to win. So I think it was like kind of like by the numbers. It was a weird match to make. Yeah. Because they already faced each other already, haven't they?
They fought each other on NXT itself. That's how he lost the belt, because Gargano accidentally.
No, he came back on one NXT. I'm pretty sure. Like it was I know that he lost on there, and then he got injured. And then he came back, and I'm pretty sure they had a match. And then it was before Velveteen Dream faced Tommaso Ciampa. I'm pretty sure they had a match before.
Oh, well, see, I'm really bad with the NXT timeline and whatnot, so...
I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they had one match before that Takeover, because it was meant to be the rematch that he was due, but he was injured, and he finally came back. And then, that was during the time when Gargano turned heel, and they were wondering. Maybe.
Well, I will say that, so for me, the new NXT Tag Team Champions, I was not here for that match at all. Like, what is the War Raider? I wanted my Undisputed Era. I wanted my Undisputed Era.
I didn't want them to win.
Yeah. That match was still a good match. I'm not going to take that away from them, but at the end of the day, that outcome, I thought
it was too soon for them.
Like what? Like no, I wanted my Undisputed Era to win. I'm not even going to go into this whole Cassius Ohno and Matt Riddle. Like, what the fuck was that? That was filler, literally. And I feel like that's the match I would have swapped. That match should have gone on after Gargano and Ricochet. I feel like, again, so as we were talking about earlier, we said that after you get us to a certain point, the fans get burnt out. Yeah. So at TakeOver, unfortunately, the match that burnt everyone out was Gargano and Ricochet, because that match was like intense. Yeah. So then to throw on the women after that match, the crowd was absolutely silent in their match because the crowd was so worn out. But then the crowd had kind of started getting their composure back for the NXT title match. But even then, the match kind of just felt a bit flat to me. So that's what I'm saying, like, by that point, it's a bit like, But if you would have changed those 2 matches over and let the crowd recompose in that Matt Riddle match, then it would have been better.
Okay.
But what is that feud even about, though? Again, I haven't really been watching it, but I'm just seeing.
All I know is just Cassius Ohno, he's just jealous that there's new people coming in, and he's just being left in the back of the pile, basically.
And that's enough for a takeover match.
It was really weird, and then he got I didn't really care for it. It was a really weird feud for this guy Matt Riddle guy, but it is what it is. So out of 10, what would you rate the Takeover?
Takeover, I will give them an 8. And
Okay.
I'll give them an 8 purely based on the fact that every match was clean. Like, there was very little in terms of...
interference and all that?
No, there was just very little in terms of just mistakes. Every match was clean. Every match told a story. So I'll still give... And the only reason I'm going to give it an 8 is because, 1, there's always room for improvement. And 2, Matt Riddle and Cassius Ohno should not have happened. So you get an 8. Yeah. They get a solid 8 from me.
Fair enough. Yeah, but I'm just halfway through it, but so far I'm thoroughly pleased with it. So for now, I'll give it an 8 as well. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay like that. If not, maybe a bit more when I see the rest. I'm currently on the Gargano and Ricochet match, which I know that's gonna be amazing. Yeah. So that's gonna be interesting. But Royal Rumble, passable, Takeover,
watchable.